When we were 13 or 14, we saw these devastating hurricanes on the East Coast, and we thought, hey, we want to do something about this. So, a lot of us in that group were competitive swimmers. So we said, hey, let's do a swim-a-thon. And we were totally oblivious to fundraising best practices. But I mean, it was a timely cause. People knew about it. People were seeing it on the news. People wanted to help. And so I think we may have stumbled upon success there in that first year, but through that learning process, I think we became knowledgeable about how to run a fundraiser. We smoothed out our fundraising process, and each year we've improved.
I'd say as young people kind of stumbling into the fundraising space with no idea what we were doing, I think the single biggest challenge we faced, especially in our first year, was just the lack of information and resources out there that was kind of A, targeted towards first-time fundraising organizers, and B, comprehensive. We couldn't find anything that would take us from start to finish and was also accessible and understandable to us as middle schoolers. So I think just in terms of that, it took us 3-4 years just to really get our feet stable on the ground and figure out how we actually wanted to run and organize this event.
We basically tried to maximize what we see as the three variables of event-based fundraising. We have your participation, so that's the number of people, right, who are signing up for the events, who are coming to the events. You have the number of donors that each participant can get, and then how big those donations will be. So the way we maximize participation is by having in-person conversations. Each person on our team is, trying to reach as many people as we can, but we're not just trying to text them. We're not trying to email them. We're not trying to do any sort of communication that's easy to ignore, easy to miss, right? We want to have a genuine 5 or 10 minute conversation with them, because it's not just about getting numbers of participation, it's about getting donors per participant.
What types of incentives have you used to encourage, supporter participation? Is there any particular incentive that's worked best?
Yeah, definitely. I think a huge thing that we've done throughout the years is tiered prizes based on donations. So we've provided prizes for, say, the top 10 donors, and then bigger prizes for the top 3 donors. And, when you pair that with the ability for participants to do their own fundraising and have their own individual fundraising pages, we've seen that that's really powerful for generating more support, both in terms of donations and in terms of participation. You get people excited about these prizes, and there's an element of friendly competition to it where you're all working towards the same goal, but at the same time, you have an incentive to go out and get more people to donate to your individual fundraiser.
I know a lot of your tactics, you're, saying, hey, door to door and things like that. What types of changes did you make, due to the pandemic?
So right when the pandemic hit, all this pressure on the restaurants, right? All of a sudden, all their customers are gone. So we decided to do a local restaurant relief fundraiser. And we looked out for, what are the restaurants that have really been supporting the communities, that have been sponsoring the Little League teams, or, the Girl Scout troops, these places that are a big part of the community that we want to give back to. And at this point, we can have an event, right? Our primary strategy is gone. And this is where really caring for our donors came back to us, right? We couldn't have the same powerful fundraising system that we used to have, but we still had donors who we had been loyal to, that we cared about, and we had shown that care, and who were really ready to be generous, and were generous, which we're super grateful for.